Each one of us has at least one teacher in our lives who has inspired us to learn and work harder. For years afterwards, we remember the things we were taught in their class, and the inspiring things he or she said are etched in our minds forever. India has an ancient and very long tradition of great teachers. Not only did they inspire their students at the time, they continue to influence Indian society, values, and thought even today. Let us look at some of India's greatest teachers. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan.
And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and the law.
The second president and the first vice president of independent India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, was a great teacher and is considered one of the best teachers India ever had. Teachers' Day in India is celebrated on his birthday. He was born on 5th September 1888 in Tiruttani, Tamil Nadu. He completed his masters in philosophy at the age of 21. He gave importance to spiritual education and contributed significantly to the understanding and sharing of the most difficult concepts of philosophy. He taught students at the Mysore Presidency College and the University of Mysore and even worked as a Vice Chancellor of Andhra University. He represented the University of Calcutta at the International Congress in the UK and the US and gave a lecture at Oxford on comparative religion. He used to teach students both at school and at home. A great teacher like him is an inspiration to many even today. He died in 1975. Dr. Radhakrishnan believed that a true teacher is one who helps us think for ourselves. He used to say, "Books are the means by which we build bridges between cultures." Savitribai Phule. Savitribai Phule is known as India's first female teacher. She revolutionized India and together with her husband opened a school in 1948 where she enrolled so-called untouchable girls in society. Many people opposed this, but she was not deterred and continued to teach in school. Later she opened 5 more similar schools. Her journey as a teacher was not easy as she was often humiliated by the so-called upper caste. In honor of her contribution to the field of education, the University of Pune is named after her and is called the Savitribai Phule Pune University. She is famous for her quote, "It is through the acquisition of knowledge that one loses his lower status and achieves the higher one." Chanakya. A list of India's greatest teacher is incomplete without the mention of Chanakya. Chanakya, also known as Kautilya and Vishnugupta, was a great strategist in the 4th century. He was a great philosopher and jurist at that time. He was named the royal advisor by one of India's greatest kings, Chandragupta Maurya. The impact of his 2 books, Niti Shastra, also called Chanakya Niti, and Arth Shastra, is felt even today. Niti Shastra or Chanakya Niti consists of a number of thought-provoking sutras which are important in life. He is known to have said, "No one can defeat a powerful mind," and that an educated person is respected everywhere. Education beats beauty and youth. He also famously said, "Never settle for anything less than what you deserve. It's not pride, it's self-respect." Madan Mohan Malaviya. He was an educationist and an independent activist in Indian history. He founded the largest residential university in Asia, the Banaras Hindu University, and was also its chancellor for nearly 2 decades. The university has trained around 35,000 students in various fields such as science, medicine, engineering, technology, law, agriculture, art and performing arts. The Indian educationist was the man who popularized the slogan Satyamev Jayate of India. He is known as the best educationist of India. He famously said, "Fearlessness is the only way to freedom. Be fearless and fight for justice." Rabindranath Tagore. The writer of the national anthem Jan Gan Man believed that the main objective of teaching is not to give explanations but to knock on the doors of the mind. Rabindranath Tagore or Gurudev was born on May 7, 1861. He is considered one of the best teachers in Indian history and is still remembered for his scholastic excellence. He was an eminent teacher, writer and a freedom fighter who fought against the British. He encouraged activists that helped students develop both mental and physical faculties. His school at Shantiniketan, West Bengal emphasized teaching physical activities with basic education. Students in Shantiniketan are taught drama, climbing trees, plucking fruits, and dancing at the school. He is famous for his quote, "It is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple." Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was not only one of the great Indian reformers, but he was also known for his unparalleled intellect and was one of the best teachers in India. The founder of Ramakrishna Mission was born in 1863. He also taught at the institution. At Ramakrishna Mission, his followers and monks came together to teach about practical Vedanta and spread awareness about it. He advocated the Gurukul system where students study and live together with teachers. The tradition continues till this day. He famously inspired his students and thousands later with "Arise, awake, stop not until the goal is reached." He also said, "Talk to yourself at least once a day, otherwise you may miss meeting an excellent person in this world." Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Although Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was well known as a scientist, he was also a scholar. He inspired millions of children to move forward in their lives. He was the 11th President of India. He was also known as India's missile man for his contribution to India's nuclear and space engineering fields. Kalam was exceptional in his teaching, not just for his knowledge, but also because he could understand the level of his students and could think like them. He loved spending time with children. He kept teaching children till his last days. He died of heart attack while going to a lecture at IIM Shillong. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was born on 15th October 1931 in India. He believed in practical educational thinking, which is why he was famous as a visionary. Kalam stressed integrating conventional teaching methods into modern educational practices. He kept stressing that basic amenities like safe drinking water, playgrounds, and toilets are the things every student deserves. He advocated education for both urban and rural areas in a balanced way. He used to say, "If you want to shine like a sun, first burn like a sun." One of his thought-provoking quotes is, "Some of the brightest minds in the country can be found on the last benches of the classroom." Gautama Buddha was probably the first teacher in Indian history whom we still know. He was born in 480 BC as Siddhartha and was constantly in search for freedom and happiness. He was a king, but he renounced his kingdom and rich life in his search for salvation. He followed strict penance under a Bodhi tree and later founded Buddhism. He then went on to educate humanity through his Eightfold Path. His Eightfold Path advocated 8 practices, and these were right view, right intention, right speech, right livelihood, right conduct, right mindfulness, right effort, and right samadhi. He believed these practices would help people put an end to every kind of suffering. He is believed to have said, "You only lose what you cling to." Swami Dayanand Saraswati. The Indian educationist and founder of Arya Samaj, Swami Dayanand Saraswati was a leader of Hindu reform movements during the Vedic period. One of the best teachers of Indian history, he was a scholar of the Vedas and Sanskrit. He fought for women's rights to education. He famously said, "Give the world the best you have and the best will come back to you."